YouTube! So, it's Friday. This is a new series that I'm gonna be doing called Philosophical Poptarts. So, a little while back was when I did a video called Philosophical Friday, and it was a lot of fun, and I talked about Pop-Tarts and the way they relate to life, and I liked the whole concept of it. And the plan was actually to do Philosophical Fridays a lot for a long time, and I just never really prepared enough for them, but now we're gonna start it up again. But first, a slight digression.
So, while Amber was in France, I was very lonely and bored, so I got obsessed with multiple YouTubers. We are basically American, non-male versions of Dan and Phil. So, the cat whiskers come from within.
And now, we're going to eat Pop-Tarts the whole time as we talk about something semi-philosophical. Reading people without even caring.
Why no one can really ever say how are you without actually wanting to know how you are.
Philosophical Poptarts!
So,
this week's topic is not something that you typically see in like philosophical questions in a list, but it's something that really needs to be explored, I think.
whenever you do a standard greeting in America especially, everyone just says how are you. The expected answer is like fine or okay.
Let's get started. This is a really weird phenomenon. People just expect you to be good. Like everyone is like, oh hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good, even if you're like depressed and feeling terrible. There is a stigma around not being happy.
That's the expected greeting, and if you don't smile at some stranger, then you're looked at as something negatively. I enjoy smiling at strangers. I feel like it makes people happy. You don't always have to pretend to be happy all the time, and everyone seems to think that you do. All they want is happy, smiley, sunshine people, even when that's not reality.
You can even take that even further when it comes to like food service. If, you know, they're not smiling brightly, then they'll go complain to the manager, hey, your employee is being very rude to me. Thank you so much, and I really enjoy you being here. That kind of just plays into our culture.
Even if it's fake happiness. Also, our society doesn't put enough weight on words. We have this beautiful, wonderful English language that has so many different words, and how are you is one of the biggest examples of that. It becomes just a greeting and not an actual question.
Is that kind of hindering our ability to make friendships? Friendships are built upon trust and upon care and loyalty and other things like that. So how are you? Oh, well, I'm actually not doing that great. You know, I'm going through all this stuff. Okay, bye. How is that supposed to build anything? And I mean, I get the fact that like, a lot of the time it's just because you're passing each other and you don't really have time to talk about anything. But why would you want to think that your friend is totally fine and that there's no need to like go check on them at some point so you can actually talk about the problems just because of the convenience of saying good was much better? I'm not really okay, but I don't have much time to talk about it right now. Can we meet up later? Yeah, let's do that.
Everyone's always just so afraid to be genuine with people. It's very similar to how the English language uses the word love. Oh, I love my boyfriend. Oh, I love my family. And then 5 seconds later, we're like,
I love cheese.
But I do love cheese.
With so many other words in our language, we just use them and misuse them without really thinking about what we're saying and what we're meaning.
The example you used was how are you? It makes me think more about the word good. I'm good, I'm fine, I'm okay. It almost diminishes the meaning of happiness. Happiness is a beautiful thing. Happiness is really hard to find. And when we pretend every day that we're happy, regardless of whether we are or not, then those up days that you have where you're actually feeling good about everything and you just want to sing and dance and laugh, everybody's like, cool. You were fine yesterday too.
There's people who are always dealing with stuff and they're always gonna have down days. The days that we actually have that are good, no one really appreciates it because they don't see the times that are bad.
Up days are not something that just kind of happen. We call them up days because most of the time you're not having an up day. You're either on a decent level or less than that. The goal is to have an up day as often as you can, but
it's really hard to get there.
It almost diminishes your struggle too. I guess like we are kind of comparing this mostly to people with depression and the way that we handle days and emotions and things. I think that still applies to everyone, just on a less, exaggerated level. Oh, it's raining.
And Amber broke her blind.
I broke my blind! Tarts are really good. My feelings. Pop-Tart. And that concludes Philosophical Poptarts!
My Pop-Tart's almost gone.
What is the meaning of life?